righteous will live by faith. You want to be justified or righteous in God's sight, then you must live by faith. All that we do as Christians should come from a place of faith. You cannot become a Christian without faith. You cannot live this Christian life without faith. Faith not only starts us, but faith is the foundation. It undergirds all that we do as believers. As Christians, we are headed toward heaven. We're heaven bound, but we still live here on earth. We're still on earth, and we struggle. We struggle with trials. We struggle with temptation. We struggle with sin. We struggle with pain. We'll struggle one day with death. But we do not yet see the fullness of our salvation. That will be completed when we get to heaven. Amen. When we finally receive our glorified bodies, it'll be complete. But right now we're in between. Therefore, we must continue in faith, persevering until the very end. So our writer, after encouraging them to continue in faith, he proceeds to give a description of what faith is. What faith is and what faith does. And he says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. He gives a twofold or two-part description of faith. Now, before we proceed on, there's some disagreement among our modern translations. I'm reading from the King James Version. I like that version. But some of the modern translations read it a little differently. They all pretty much agree that the Greek word pistis is faith, that state of believing on the basis of the reliability of the one who you're placing your faith in. It's trust, it's confidence. Yeah. Amen. It's also a firm commitment, assurance. But after that, after they translate faith all the same, faith is. Now, faith is. But there we see a little divergence. Some disagreement lies in the meaning of that word that the King James translators translated as substance. The New American Standard says assurance. Now, faith is the assurance of, NIV agrees, of things hoped for. Assurance. And the conviction of those things unseen. See, they look at it as from a subjective point of view, a feeling. We can be assured. Your faith gives you some assurance. You can be sure that what you hope for is going to come to pass. Amen? That's sort of a subjective, and the King James is more objective. Subjective faith means being confident of what we hope for, convinced that what we do not see, but an objective understanding, substance. Faith means the reality. It's almost something you could put your hands on. It's a totally different understanding. It means the reality of things hoped for. The reality of things hoped for. The evidence or proof of the invisible. And I lean toward the objective meaning, I don't know, maybe because that's the version I always read. But I like it because it's stronger, more objective. It's stronger, saying that faith is substance. Faith is real. Faith is tangible, not something we can put our hands on, but it's a reality in the spiritual realm. It is something, not just being sure of, but almost like you already have in your hand that for which you hope. Substance. Faith is the substance. Faith is the substance of what you hope for, and the evidence or proof of the invisible. The New Living Translation is sort of leans toward the King James as well. It says, faith shows the reality. And that makes you sure or sure. It shows the reality. In other words, it makes real that which you are hoping for. It gives it substance. Amen? It is the substance. It is the reality of that which you are hoping for. It's almost to say that faith makes it tangible, something in the future, in our present. It allows us to, like I said, almost to reach out and touch it. You can put your hands on it. Your faith allows you to put your hands on spiritually what you're hoping for in the future.